Online tests are, for the most part, pretty meaningless. Even so, I'll bet most of us have taken a personality quiz at one point or another. And who hasn't spent 10 minutes of their life trying to work out when they're going to die, how much of an 80s chick you are, and which Game of Thrones character you'd like to die being spooned by? But not all online tests are like this, as some are backed by genuine psychological research, and others, well, they're just plain freaky. So if you've ever wanted to find out how racist you are, what fetishes you and your partner share, or if you've got resting bitch face, then check out these 10 weird online tests you can take right now. Number 10. How racist are you? I like to believe that I'm completely free of all bias, whether it's racial, political, or otherwise. But sometimes I'm walking down the street, and I see a Welshman, and I really have to hold myself back from having anyone but him insult me. So I wonder, exactly how prejudiced am I? Well, thanks to the fine folks at tolerance.org, we can find out by taking their implicit association tests to quantify our unconscious biases. Do you hate fat people? Are you prejudiced against those of a different age, gender, sexuality, or race? Then step right up and confront your inner bigot without delay. First, I took the skin tone test, and it began by asking me to identify people as light or dark-skinned, and then answer as to if particular words were perceived good or bad. It then straight up asked me if I preferred lighter skin over dark skin, and obviously I said no, because I'm used to being sworn at from every race. But it turns out I was lying, and apparently I have an automatic preference for light-skinned over dark-skinned people. However, I then took the race test and it told me I had no detectable prejudice. So what do I do? Join the KKK? Or sign up for a liberal arts major? I'm so confused right now. Number 9. Are you vengeful? Has our last entry made you realize you're not as woke as you thought? I bet you'd love to find out where we live and mail us some dog poop, wouldn't you? Or would you? Have you got a taste for revenge? Or are you willing to forgive and forget? The TRIM revenge test can tell you the answer to this question better than most, as it was developed in the late 90s by a professional psychologist, unlike most online tests which are developed by depressed failed screenwriters working for BuzzFeed. There are a few of these tests online, but the easiest one we found was hosted by NY Mag here. I took this test and it turns out I have both a high rating for vengeance and avoidance. So, if you ever dare cross me, I'll have to take my revenge at a distance. Probably with a javelin or something. 8. Are you crazy? This one's a little trippy, and I'm not sure how scientifically accurate it is, but what the heck, let's try it anyway. By viewing this video of a rotating Charlie Chaplin mask, you can apparently tell whether or not you have schizophrenia. The mask uses an optical illusion to display a second face within the concave part of the mask, and to most people this illusion works, appearing as if a convex face is emerging from the wrong side. But if this illusion doesn't work on you, and the second face appears concave the whole time, you might have schizophrenia. And like I said, I'm not so sure of the validity of this test, but what I do know is that I tried really, really hard to see the concave mask on every single rotation. At 7. The shape test. Hypnoid.com's shape test uses the Pearley-Redford dissociative effect diagnostic to test your brain's affective response system. And while the results are often worded like a crappy horoscope you'd read in Cosmo, the test itself is pretty darn trippy. Its questions revolve around the attribution of emotion to various shapes. And along the way, you'll be asked to determine which shape is insane, which shape is sinful, which shape can hear you breathing, and which shape wants to hurt you. The test told me I'm living in a higher realm, and considering the lifestyle choices of many of our viewers, I suspect that may be the case for some of you guys too. Number 6. Hot or not? Anyone else remember that early 2000s website, Hot or Not? It was, and apparently still is, a site where people rate each other's profile pictures on a score out of 10. And after you've been rated a solid 3.9 like me, you might get a few messages from people who like what's going on in your facial regions. But these strangers may have been wrong to validate me so, because did you know that attractiveness is not necessarily an exact science? Studies into the symmetry and presence of certain ratios have been used in an attempt to quantify what makes humans attractive. But much of it is down to personal preference. So, have you ever wondered how your tastes stack up against other people? Well, now you can find out by going to testmybrain.org and taking their Judging Face Attractiveness test. All you have to do is rate 50 generated faces for attractiveness, tell the testers whether you're Hispanic or Latino, and once you're done, the test will tell you how similar your scores were to the average. I took it and scored reasonably high, meaning that my preferences are similar to most people. But if you scored low, then don't be upset. It just means the entire world's UGMOs are all yours for the taking. Number 5. Flea bites. Ever wonder if you've got flea bites? I know I have. So head on over to fleabites.net and take their "Do you have flea bites?" test. I mean, what more can I say? If you've got an especially mangy cat or dog, you'd be mad not to find out. 4. Resting bitch face. Every day, thousands of young people suffer from RBF-associated ailments, but this condition is easily cured if caught early enough. By heading over to knowledust.com and uploading a photograph to their Resting Bitch Face page, their sophisticated algorithm jiggly will analyze your expression to determine its levels of contempt. We tried it out with this picture of our very own Nathan, posing with a monkey. And while Nathan scored low due to his altogether pleasant demeanor, the monkey was judged to be a nasty, cold-hearted bitch. Number 3. Where's your mouth from? This next one is mostly for residents of the US of A. But since American culture has infected every corner of the globe, then non-residents may want to give it a shot anyway. This test, hosted by the New York Times, will tell you which region of America has most influenced the way you talk. Questions include: what do you call a sweetened carbonated beverage? Do you pronounce cot and cot the same way? And how many syllables do you use in the pronunciation of caramel? Apparently, my dialect is influenced by California, Hawaii, and New York, with barely anything in between. Go figure. 2. Are you into that? If you're in a relationship and your sex life is getting a little boring, you might consider introducing something new into the equation to spice things up. Perhaps a little whipped cream. Maybe some Mickey and Minnie role play. Or what about some good old-fashioned acrotomophilia? You might need a hacksaw for that last one, though. But plucking up the courage to suggest these new and exciting activities can be pretty tricky, especially if your partner is the kind of person who thinks doing it with the lights on counts as kinky. But the Mojo upgrade test removes the possibility for embarrassment by presenting both you and your other half with a series of common fetishes to pick from. Should you match up on any, it'll let you know. Otherwise, it keeps them a secret. So, if you want a little 50 Shades action and your partner's up for that, pow! Tomorrow night's gonna be a whole lot more interesting. And if only one of you is into dressing up as a horse while someone whips your buttocks with a badminton racket, that piece of information will remain known only to you and your browsing history. And in at number 1, can I hear colors? Synesthesia is a condition which causes some humans to experience a strange crossover of the senses, such as the ability to associate sounds with colors, words with a certain taste, and to feel the sensation of being touched on certain areas of the body when a particular sound is played. And if you've ever wondered if you have this ability, you can find out by going to synesthete.org and taking their synesthesia battery test. You have to register to take the full test, but you can find out if you're likely to have some form of synesthesia by taking the introductory test first, which includes such wonderful questions as, does the name Derek taste like earwax? And, is Wednesday always orange? And that's our list. Let us know if you took these tests and what your results were by posting in the comments below. And once you've done that, take a look at our recent video on 5 mind-bending psychological theories. Because, did you know that Shia LaBeouf loves strange mysteries?